Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am back for another Slim Sports interview. And as always, I'm your host, Jay Slim. And joining me today, you see the Buffalo jerseys in the back. Got to get Buffalo to start sponsoring me with all these Bulls that I'm having on. One of the rising stars on their offensive line, 6'5" offensive lineman, Henry Tabansi. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing great, man. Excited to have you on. You got a bright future ahead of you because this past season you showed what you're all about. You showed what you can do already at the Division One level for the Buffalo Bulls. And I want people to get to know you a little bit, get to know about your history in a quick little segment that I like to call Rewind and Recap. Just gonna rewind the clock and tell them about your time with the Bulls. Going back to last season when you redshirted as a true freshman. Didn't see a whole lot of action, got to learn the craft for some very experienced offensive linemen. And then this past season in 2024, started every single game as a redshirt freshman. You ended up helping your team grow their win total by 6 games, which was the most in the MAC conference, the largest improvement by any team in that conference. And you guys added another win in the postseason, 2024 Bahamas Bowl champions. So you know what it takes to win. You've gotten to learn from some great offensive linemen after, redshirting during your freshman year and now going into such a primary role as a full-time starter for Buffalo this past season. What can you look back at now and realize, okay, I learned all of this during my redshirt season that has helped prepare me for these moments?
Definitely just the mental aspect of it. I feel like my redshirt freshman year, my redshirt freshman year was really a year for me to actually sit down and transition from high school to college. Because like all the guys ahead of me, like Isaiah Wright, Sydney Walker, they all helped me transition to be able to play the level that I played at last year, honestly. And then the physical aspect of it, going from high school where I didn't really lift as much to doing a whole college program, that really helped me get accustomed to the speed and the strength it took to really be on that field. And I would just say like the coaching, really taking in the coaching, my redshirt freshman year, applying it just to spring, and then just balling out at camp. That that's really all it took for me to get on that field and see some action.
There you go, man. And after not seeing action on the field a whole lot during that redshirt year, now, like I said, being a starter this past season in 2024, how would you say you really embraced that starting role? And how much did it help to have experienced offensive linemen throughout the rest of the line as this young guy that's trying to prove himself?
It felt it felt great, honestly, having the older guys with me, like Kalen Shepard, Tyler Doty, Trevor Brock. It really helped me relax knowing that I had guys that have done this before, and like I can ask them if I'm when I'm on the line, like what to play with, and just get it like that. Like they really helped me come into my own last season. And I would say what helped me prepare was the spring of my redshirt year. My coach really talked to me and told me that I have to step up and find my spot on a team, and that's what I did during that camp season.
There you go, man. You definitely showed what you could do for a team where a year ago in 2023, you guys were coming off rough schedule, didn't go the way that you guys wanted to, ended up having a coaching change. Coach Pete Lembo came in and he turned the culture around. He brought a whole lot of success to Buffalo just in 1 year. How would you describe the culture that he's brought in and how he has helped impact all of this winning for Buffalo this past season?
I would say he did. He made a great impact. I feel like he really changed the whole program. It really brought in some new bright energy with the new coaching staff that he's hired the past couple months. I feel like ever since he's came in, like the whole facility has been brighter and like we just have a better chemistry and then we just move different. Honestly, I feel like I feel like the future is really bright with Coach Lamo on the team.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of great success, some talented players. I mean, obviously, you guys had a ton of all conference players this past season. Sean
Yeah,
Dolak, obviously, being an All American. Marcus Fuqua, you see his jersey behind me. He was an All American a couple of years ago. In all honesty, Red Murdoch could have been an All American too. So,
sure, sure.
you guys have so much talent. It's insane. And you got to show off your talent this past year, being able to get those reps and show what you can do. And I want to talk real quick about some of the best highlights that I've found for you on YouTube, Twitter, wherever I could find it, in a quick little segment that I like to call Make That Play. Gonna, talk about my top three that I saw, but obviously I'm the spectator. I'm the guy that's just looking through the highlights. You're the guy getting down and dirty, beating people up, blocking for your quarterback and your running back, opening things up. What was your top play from this past season?
Not gonna lie, I would have to go back and watch the whole season, but I have one that I have to think about that. But one that stands out right now is when we're at the goal line against Akron, and then we had this one touch push play where I made the hole for Jacques Barksdale to get a touchdown. That really stuck out to me. I was really hyped about that because it really gave me an opportunity to really put my pads down and actually impose my will on somebody else, and then be the reason why we scored.
There you go, man. And I actually didn't even think about that. I like, I'm thinking more of the flashy type of plays, but that right there, that's the definition of getting big, getting down and dirty to beat people up so you could clear away, even if it's just for 1 yard. And obviously you got the score there. And these other three big time plays by yourself, first of which that I had nice little block that you had against Kent State to help lead your quarterback to a big time touchdown. Ended up shifting over, moved up through the second, through the to the second level and blocked the linebacker perfectly. Just grabbed him, boom, moved him out of the way so your quarterback could get into the end zone for a big time touchdown. Number two, going against Eastern Michigan, ended up holding strong on a block to help get your team a first down, put the defensive player in the dirt to buy enough time for your quarterback to get a throw off so you guys could move down the field. And number three, got to go with this strong block that I saw against number nine Missouri towards the start of the season. Defensive lineman was trying to get through, and you said, no, not today. You're going to learn my name. And you put him in the ground. So, absolutely incredible what you were able to do just during your first full season on the field. I know I keep mentioning it, but it's just crazy because you don't see guys as young as yourself being able to produce at this kind of level. And I did mention, we talked a little bit about having those veteran offensive linemen alongside you. You had multiple guys. I know Tyler Doty was all conference guy. I believe you guys had another all conference offensive lineman.
Right, Trevor, Brock.
Yeah, yeah, Trevor Brock, that's right. How would you say you really learned from them? What were some of the key things that you learned from them throughout this past season that really impacted you to where you were able to produce like you were?
I would say what I learned from Doty was to just be relaxed because he's a very like he's a really chill guy. Like on the field, he'll be the one to make the jokes and like just keep the energy up. So I would take that from him to just help me calm my nerves. And then Trevor Brock, I would say I took some aspect of his game because before he came to Buffalo, he played tackle at the JUCO level, and then after seeing him play guard and tackle, I really took some parts of his game, like his strong outside hand. I try to copy that and put that into my game, like just little aspects of his play to use that into mine. But from Doty, I just took his sense of humor and just incorporated into my mental health and just helped me like be be better at just handling the game.
There you go, man. And your offensive line was a key part in what ended up being one of the better rushing offenses in the MAC conference. You guys ranked fourth in the MAC with basically 170 rushing yards per game. You guys were able to get downfield time and time again, especially later on in the season where you guys had a 5 game win streak to end the season, which we'll get more into here in just a sec. But what was so unique about this offensive line? What helped it? What was it about this group that you guys had to where it was able to open up the lanes for Al Henderson, who's 1,000 yard running back? Your guys' quarterback was very good on the ground as well. What was it about you guys that helped it open up those lanes for your skill players?
I would say it was the coaching, definitely coaching for sure. Because once I really grasped the technique and what my role was on the O line, I really understood where all the pieces had to go and how just get under somebody and move them out the way. And I would also say like the togetherness of the O-line group. I feel like we're the most connected out of all the groups on the team because we really have to set the tone on offense to really move the ball.
There you go, man. And I know you guys are very close as a team as a whole, 1 through 70, however many guys you have. You're now the sixth bull that I've had on for an interview. I'm gonna have two more on within the next week or so. And I mentioned this to all the guys I've had on before. I'll mention it to the guys coming up. 5 game win streak to end the season, including the Bahamas Bowl championship, 26-7 win over Liberty, and just absolutely dominated throughout. Um, how would you say, first off, what went into that crazy streak that you guys had? Because you guys were just dominating opponents left and right. And as a guy that's coming back looking to take on more of a leadership role next season in 2025, how would you say that 5 game win streak to end the season is going to translate going into this upcoming season?
Yeah, I would say what fueled that 5 game win streak was that tough loss against UConn. I feel like after that loss against UConn really stepped up and as an offense and really like had to prove a point. So I feel like coming into this season we're gonna try and keep the momentum going and just keep showing everybody that we really know what we're doing and like we love football and we're here to play every single time.
There you go. I know you guys were in the conversation for the MAC championship game there for a while. I believe you guys were just 1 win away in what was a very close conference. There were a couple of teams in that conversation. Ohio and Miami of Ohio ended up being in that game. No doubt in my mind. You see the Buffalo, you guys know I'm going to rock the blue.
Yeah.
If you guys ever end up in Florida for a game, I'm coming to it in a heartbeat. So I definitely see you guys in that MAC championship going into next season. Uh, with a team that you guys are returning a lot of key players overall throughout the entire team. But on that offensive line, I believe you guys are returning a majority of that starting offensive line, if I'm not mistaken. How do you feel like the expectations are for you guys on that O line, having so much experience, knowing what you're doing now, going into next season? What would you say those expectations are?
I feel like we're expected to keep that same production level we had towards the end of the season. Just keep winning games, keep having productive productive drives, and I feel just because we only had to let go of Dom and Kalen Shepard, we really have all the guys in the room to really step up and take that spot and just help us keep it going.
There you go, man. And obviously I love having the Buffalo Bulls on. There's no secret about that, but I love having great players overall on this podcast, just like yourself, Marcus, Red, all of them. I've heard great things about yourself from your teammates, that you have high level of character, you're a hard worker in the weight room, all of that stuff. And I want to hear some names from you in a quick segment that I like to call Who's Up Next, where you can tell me some names that I should reach out to, check out their stats, take a look at what they do best to have them on the podcast so they can tell their story as well, just like you're doing now. In this segment, there's 2 rules though. First of which, whoever you recommend, you got to help me get them on, got to help me reach out. And number two, you got to give me at least one name where they were not a teammate of yours this past season at Buffalo.
Mm. Who's the guy that really stuck out? Hmm. I would say, because I'm gonna say Vic, but you probably already know Vic. You probably interviewed him already. Oh,
Everybody recommends Victor Snow, and I
yeah.
want to point out, I messaged him. He used to respond. He's not responding to me. He's big timing me right now, man. He knows he's
And
NFL bound too.
he's my roommate, so I could probably pull some strings.
Oh, I'm gonna need your help on that one for sure.
But I would say a new addition to the O line would be Jake Tim.
Okay.
He came from LIU. I really like he's really a smart O line and smart O lineman and really fit into the puzzle the right way to help us keep the momentum going next season.
There you go. That's going to be great having another addition to that already awesome offensive line that you guys have. And I mean, you guys are bringing back so many all conference players that I believe you're bringing back the most all-conference returners out of any team in the MAC. So you guys are looking to make that run to that MAC championship once again, go back to another bowl game, get a bowl game win for the second straight year. Talk to me real quick about how you're really attacking this offseason to help lead the Bulls to those expectations, to those big time games going into 2025.
Um, this spring, I'm really focusing on just staying healthy and just working on my craft and just looking at all the mistakes I made last season and just trying to really just I'm just really hone my craft and really just stay mentally locked in to get that all conference and all those accolades this season.
There you go, man. I cannot wait. I'm going to be tuned into every single Buffalo game this upcoming season, just like I was this past season. And I'm going to be seeing you laying some people in the dirt once again to lead your team to some more touchdowns and some big time wins, man. So beyond excited to have somebody with already your resume that you have already, but the potential that you have to be so great. I tell people all the time, everything I say on here, it's no BS. I say everything from the heart. I say everything truthfully. And I see Henry Tabansi making it to the NFL level one day, man. You definitely have that potential. And I appreciate you taking time out of your day to be on the podcast with me.
Thank you.